Chosen one, something inside you has shifted. You can feel it, can't you? That quiet change deep in your chest. The same situations that once broke you don't move you anymore. The same battles that drained you can now seem smaller. That's not by accident. That's God. He didn't change your surroundings first. He changed your heart. And that change is everything. This is the moment heaven waited for. The moment when your heart finally aligned with what God has been trying to show you. The tears you cried recently were not weakness. They were release. The peace that's settling inside you is not random. It's recalibration. Heaven has touched the center of who you are, and the ripple is about to reach every part of your life. You may not see it yet, but the shift has already begun. Relationships will shift, paths will clear, doors will open. Because when God moves your heart, the entire universe must rearrange around that new vibration. The confusion you once carried is dissolving. The weight you once felt is lifting. The longing, the ache, the inner stretching. It was heaven preparing you to finally move in rhythm with your calling. You're not the same person who entered this season. Your heart has been rewritten with divine instructions. You've been healed quietly, rebuilt silently, restored slowly, and now the change will be visible. Not forced, not dramatic, just inevitable. Everything connected to you will start to respond to your new frequency. The right people will feel drawn to you. The wrong ones will fall away without conflict. What resisted you before will recognize you now, because your energy carries heaven's seal. God has moved your heart, and because of that, everything, and I mean everything, is about to change. You won't have to chase what's coming. It will find you. You won't have to fight to prove your worth. It will radiate through you. You won't have to beg for signs. You'll become one. This is the beginning of your transformation in motion. The heart moved first, now the world must follow. Chosen one, something inside you has awakened. It didn't happen all at once. It came softly through moments that seemed ordinary. But deep within, your heart has started to move in a way it never has before. That's not emotion, that's transformation. God has reached into the center of who you are and adjusted your frequency. What you feel right now is not confusion, it's alignment. For so long, your heart carried the weight of survival. You built walls to stay safe. You kept your guard up because life taught you that peace was fragile. But heaven was never trying to make you tougher. It was trying to make you truer. And the process of softening felt like breaking, because your heart had to unlearn everything the world taught it about protection. Now the shift is here. The numbness you once called strength is fading. The tenderness you used to hide is returning. The peace that doesn't make sense is settling in. That's how you know God is working from the inside out. He doesn't start by changing what's around you. He starts by transforming what's within you. Because until the heart changes, nothing else can stay healed. You might have noticed that certain things don't feel the same anymore. The music, the people, the conversations, they don't hit your spirit the way they used to. You've been trying to explain it, but it's not something the mind can define. The truth is, heaven has changed the rhythm of your heart, and your world no longer matches the old melody. That's why some connections are fading, and why solitude suddenly feels sacred. God is tuning your heart to His frequency. The pain you went through was not wasted. Every disappointment softened what was too hard. Every loss cleared what was too crowded. Every silence created space for divine sound. What you thought was heartbreak was actually a heart reset. God had to move the things that blocked your compassion, your faith, your joy. He had to make room for his own pulse to flow through you. You are feeling lighter because your heart is no longer holding what it wasn't meant to carry. The release you feel is not loss, it's rebirth. You are being rewired to love differently, to see differently, to discern differently. Heaven has placed new instructions inside your chest, and they're starting to unfold through intuition, peace, and divine timing. Chosen one, this is not a temporary emotional phase. This is a sacred recalibration. Your spirit has been rewired to match your purpose. That's why your thoughts have slowed down and your sensitivity has heightened. God is now guiding you through flow, not force. The struggle you used to push through is being replaced by grace. Don't resist this feeling of becoming softer. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. Only a heart that's been broken open can carry heaven's compassion. Only a heart that's been emptied can overflow with divine strength. This shift marks the beginning of a new rhythm. One where peace becomes your protection and love becomes your authority. You are not falling apart. You're falling into alignment. The heart shift has begun. And from this point forward, nothing will look the same. Because when the heart changes, everything else must change too. Why God changes the inner before the outer. Chosen one, you've been asking why God hasn't changed your circumstances yet. Why the same doors remain closed. Why the environment feels heavy. Why your life seems to move slower than your faith. But listen, heaven never changes the outside until the inside is ready to hold what's coming. God doesn't fix your surroundings first. He transforms your spirit so the blessing won't break you when it arrives. The change you've been feeling in your heart is the foundation for everything that's about to manifest. What looks like waiting is actually God working in secret. He's rebuilding the core, adjusting your motives, deepening your discernment, and strengthening your peace. Because when the inside changes, the outside has no choice but to follow. If God gave you everything you prayed for while your heart was still wounded, you would have lost it. You would have misread favor as validation, attention as love, and opportunity as identity. But now your heart has learned. You've grown. You no longer need recognition to feel seen. You no longer need chaos to feel alive. Heaven had to heal that before it could trust you with more. Every delay was surgery. Every disappointment was preparation. While you thought nothing was happening, heaven was removing what couldn't go with you. The insecurity, the fear, the need to control. The tears you cried were not wasted. They were part of the cleansing. God doesn't send storms to destroy you. He sends them to wash away the layers that keep you from recognizing your own light. That's why your prayers have shifted lately. You're no longer asking, when will it happen? Now you're saying, God, make me ready. That's maturity. That's what it means to move from waiting to alignment. And heaven always responds to that. When your heart changes, your energy changes. When your energy changes, your reality changes. You stop attracting pain that matches your wounds and start magnetizing peace that matches your healing. The world mirrors the frequency of your heart, and yours has just stepped into divine rhythm. Chosen one, God changes the inner first because everything eternal starts inside. He doesn't want to give you blessings that you can't sustain. He wants you to carry them without losing your center. That's why he fixed your heart before he opened the door. So don't mistake stillness for delay. The quiet right now is proof that heaven is finishing something deep within you. The foundation is being poured. The alignment is being sealed. The new life you've been praying for is already forming, from the inside out. Soon, everything around you will start to move, but it won't be because you forced it. It'll be because your spirit is finally calibrated to receive it. When the inner world shifts, the outer world rearranges itself to match. Chosen one, God hasn't forgotten about the promise. He's preparing the vessel. And now that your heart has changed, what's meant for you has permission to appear. Chosen one, something deep within you is shifting, and heaven wants you to recognize the signs. Spiritual realignment is not just a feeling, it's a divine process. It begins subtly, like an unseen current pulling you out of old patterns, guiding you toward a new version of yourself. You may not even realize it at first. It starts with discomfort, disinterest, and distance. The things that once excited you begin to feel empty. The conversations you used to enjoy now sound hollow. The spaces that once felt like home begin to drain you. It's not rejection, it's realignment. When God starts to move your spirit into divine position, He changes what your heart responds to. Suddenly, your old appetites fade, your tolerance for chaos disappears, and your patience for meaningless things shortens. The same people, habits, and distractions that once surrounded you start to fall away. Not because they're evil, but because they no longer vibrate at your frequency. Heaven is upgrading your energy, and everything misaligned with your next level must release you. That's why solitude has become your new sanctuary. You used to hate silence, but now it feels like home. The quiet no longer feels empty, it feels sacred. You sense that something unseen is happening inside you, and you're right. The Holy Spirit is fine-tuning your vibration. You are being calibrated to divine clarity. You're learning to live from stillness instead of reaction, from intuition instead of impulse. Another sign of spiritual realignment is emotional sensitivity. You cry more easily now, not from weakness, but from awareness. Your heart is awakening. You're feeling things you used to numb. You sense energy in rooms, motives behind words, tension behind smiles. It's because your discernment has matured. Heaven trusts you with perception because you've proven you won't misuse it. You no longer read energy to judge. You read it to protect your peace. You may also notice your body reacting differently. Sleep patterns changing. Bursts of fatigue, moments of deep peace followed by restlessness. These are not random. Your physical body is adjusting to carry higher frequency. The light of your purpose has grown stronger, and it demands a lighter vessel. The tiredness you feel is not exhaustion. It's purification. Heaven is teaching your body to rest in presence, not pressure. You might be losing interest in proving your worth. That's a major sign. You've stopped explaining your peace. You no longer chase validation. You no longer crave to be understood. That's not arrogance. It's alignment. When your heart is synced with heaven, the need for external approval fades. You become anchored in quiet confidence. Notice how your prayers have changed too. You no longer ask God to remove the storm. You ask for wisdom in the storm. You no longer beg for doors. You ask for discernment about which ones are yours. That's what alignment looks like. You're not trying to control outcomes anymore. You're learning to trust the process. And then there are the confirmation, the synchronicities that follow you like whispers from heaven. Numbers repeating, random encounters that feel divine. Songs that answer prayers, dreams that feel too real to ignore. These are all signs that your energy is now in harmony with divine orchestration. You're no longer chasing blessings, you're attracting them. But realignment isn't always gentle. Sometimes it demands endings. Sometimes it brings sudden separations, uncomfortable decisions, or unexpected silence. It's heaven's way of removing what cannot hold your next season. You are not losing people. You're losing patterns. You're not being abandoned. You're being advanced. Chosen one, when your energy realigns, the outer world will start shifting rapidly. Don't panic when it happens. Don't try to hold what heaven is releasing. You've prayed for transformation. This is what it looks like. Let go of what doesn't vibrate with peace. Embrace what expands your faith. Because spiritual realignment always brings confirmation, first in the heart, then in the world around you. What once resisted you will soon recognize you. What once confused you will begin to make sense. What once drained you will no longer touch you. The signs are everywhere. The quietness, the tears, the solitude, the restlessness, the peace that follows. These are not contradictions. They are coordinates. Heaven is guiding you through them, step by step. You are not becoming someone new. You're remembering who you've always been beneath the noise. And the moment your spirit finishes aligning, everything else will follow its lead instantly. This is what divine realignment feels like. It's not the end. It's the beginning of your true becoming. Chosen one, when God begins a true transformation in your life, one of the first things that happens is the release of old energies. It doesn't always look graceful. Sometimes it feels like your entire world is being shaken apart. People drift away. Friendships that once felt permanent dissolve without warning. Environments that used to feel safe suddenly feel suffocating. You wake up one day and realize that everything familiar has started to fade. Not because you did something wrong, but because heaven is cleaning your atmosphere. When God moves your spirit into alignment, He cannot allow you to stay surrounded by energies that contradict His next instruction. The vibration of your life is being elevated, and anything that doesn't match your new frequency can't remain. That's why the shift often feels lonely at first. The noise quiets, the room empties, and your old sources of comfort no longer satisfy you. But don't mistake this emptiness for loss. It's divine subtraction. Heaven removes what's expired before it rots your purpose. You've probably felt it lately. A sudden disinterest in conversations that go nowhere, in people who talk but never grow, in places that drain you more than they feed you. This is not you changing for the worse. It's you returning to your truth. Your soul no longer tolerates what dishonors its peace. God has touched your energy, and now your spirit recognizes imbalance instantly. You can't fake resonance anymore. This falling away is not punishment. It's purification. Every soul that exits your life is making room for alignment. Some people were assignments for a season, not companions for a lifetime. Heaven sent them to teach you, to sharpen you, to awaken parts of you. But the lesson is complete, and now your spirit can't shrink to fit their vibration anymore. So instead of mourning the absence, honor the completion. The departure is proof that you've graduated. When old energies fall away, you'll also notice how your emotions become more sensitive. You'll feel the atmosphere of a room the moment you walk in. You'll sense when someone's words carry heaviness, or when their spirit hides something unspoken. That sensitivity is not a curse. It's confirmation. The Holy Spirit has tuned your intuition so precisely that your body now reacts before your mind understands. It's divine intelligence working through you. There's also a physical side to this shedding. You might feel tired, heavy, or unmotivated during this phase. It's not laziness, it's energetic detox. Your body is processing what your spirit has already released. When God upgrades your frequency, your system has to catch up. That's why rest feels sacred right now. You're not lazy, you're recharging for new assignments. Don't try to hold what's falling. Let it go with peace. Every time you resist a divine ending, you delay a divine beginning. The same God who is closing these doors is preparing to open new ones. But He won't let you carry yesterday's dust into tomorrow's temple. What's leaving your life isn't stronger than what's coming. And here's the truth. You don't have to replace anyone or anything that leaves. When the energy is right, what's meant for you will gravitate toward you effortlessly. You don't have to chase harmony, you simply have to embody it. The people who belong in your next chapter will recognize your frequency without explanation. They won't compete with your growth, they'll celebrate it. Chosen one, this shedding season is sacred. It's heaven's way of proving that you're ready for higher ground. Everything that leaves you now is making space for divine alignment. Every loss is clearing the path for peace. Every ending is secretly a beginning wearing a disguise. The silence that follows won't last forever. Soon, new light will enter, new people will appear, and your environment will mirror your healed energy. You will look around and realize that nothing feels the same. Because you're not the same. You have released the weight of old energies. You have passed heaven's test of detachment, and now the space around you is clear enough for God to create something new. What was once falling apart was actually falling into order, and what's coming next will finally match the frequency of who you've become. Chosen one, the world taught you to see peace as stillness, as something quiet and passive. But heaven is revealing something deeper to you now. Peace is not silence. Peace is strength disguised as calm. It's the most powerful weapon a chosen one can carry. When God finishes the work inside your heart, when old energies fall away and your spirit aligns with divine timing, peace becomes the evidence of His presence. You've spent years fighting battles that no one saw. You tried to explain yourself to people who never listened, tried to hold together what was already falling apart, tried to earn love from hearts that couldn't recognize your worth. But lately, you've stopped chasing explanations. You've stopped proving yourself. You've stopped reacting. That's not detachment. That's mastery. That's what it looks like when peace becomes your new language. There was a time when you needed closure, validation, apologies, and answers. Now, you simply walk away without bitterness. That shift is not weakness. That's divine evolution. It means your spirit has learned to respond instead of react, to observe instead of absorb. You no longer match chaos with chaos. You've learned that silence is not surrender, it's authority. When peace takes over your heart, you become unshakable. The same situations that once triggered you now test you and pass quietly through your spirit. The people who once had the power to disturb your balance can no longer reach you, because peace has built a wall of stillness around your soul. You carry serenity like armor now. It doesn't mean storms won't come. It means they can't move you. God's strategy was always to teach you stillness before visibility. Because when your peace becomes power, no attack can manipulate your emotion, and no distraction can pull you out of alignment. That's why He allowed certain storms to break you before He blessed you. He needed to show you that your real power doesn't come from control. It comes from surrender. You may have noticed that you no longer argue when misunderstood. You no longer rush to fix what others twist. That's because you finally understand that divine truth defends itself. When your heart is aligned with God, time becomes your vindication. Every lie will fall under its own weight, and your peace will speak louder than any defense ever could. This new power radiates quietly. It doesn't demand attention. It draws it naturally. People will start to notice your energy before they notice your words. They'll feel calm around you without knowing why. That's what happens when a chosen one walks in harmony with heaven. Your very presence becomes prophetic. You shift rooms without trying. You heal without speaking. But peace doesn't mean passivity, it means precision. It means you now move when heaven moves, no sooner, no later. It means your yes carries weight because it's backed by discernment. You've stopped running ahead of God and started flowing with His timing. Every action now feels intentional, every silence purposeful. And the irony is, the more peaceful you become, the more powerful your energy feels. Because peace is proof of trust, and trust activates miracles. When you rest in God, the universe responds in alignment. What once required your effort will now respond to your essence. Chosen one, your peace is your prophecy. It announces to the unseen world that you've graduated from chaos. It declares that your energy can no longer be manipulated. It's the mark of someone who has seen storms, survived fire, and still chose softness over bitterness. That's divine royalty. The kind that doesn't shout, it glows. So protect your peace as if it's holy, because it is. Guard it not with fear, but with wisdom. Don't trade it for temporary comfort or shallow attention. Every time you choose peace, heaven expands your influence. Every time you choose silence over reaction, God fights a battle you'll never even see. This is your new era. You no longer need to prove your power. You are your power. Peace has become your throne, and heaven recognizes your stillness as strength. You've mastered what once mastered you. You've learned the rhythm of divine rest. And now that your peace has settled in, heaven can finally move through you effortlessly. Chosen one, you've waited long enough to understand why things didn't happen when you wanted them to. You've questioned heaven in your quiet moments. You've looked at closed doors and thought, was I not ready? Did I miss something? But hear this clearly. Every delay in your life was divine protection, not punishment. God never forgot your prayers. He was simply preparing the world to meet the version of you that could carry His promise. You see, heaven doesn't measure time the way the world does. What you called delay, God called design. He wasn't withholding the blessing. He was building you into someone who could sustain it. You were asking for increase, but He saw that your foundation was still fragile. You were asking for partnership, but he saw that your discernment still needed sharpening. You were asking for breakthrough, but he knew your heart still carried the residue of old wounds. And so, he waited. Not because he wanted to hurt you, but because he loved you too much to let you self-destruct with premature success. The delay wasn't silence. It was strategy. Heaven was rearranging people, timing, and even geography to align with what you asked for. You couldn't see it, but while you were worrying about what wasn't moving, God was orchestrating what you would one day call a miracle. Every door that closed was redirecting you. Every no was pointing you toward a greater yes. Every moment that felt wasted was secretly an investment in your wisdom. Think back to the things you cried for, the relationships you begged God to save, the opportunities you thought you couldn't live without. Look at them now. Can you see how their absence became your protection? How their removal made room for peace? That's what divine delay looks like. God never denies. He defends. He knows what your spirit can handle long before you do. The truth is, if you had received what you wanted too early, you might have mistaken the blessing for the source. You might have worshipped the gift instead of the giver. That's why heaven hid it until your heart matured. The waiting was the training. You were learning to hear God without panic, to trust his silence as much as his speech, to rest even when nothing around you made sense. That's spiritual maturity, the kind that no shortcut can teach. And now, chosen one, the revelation is coming. You're entering the season where everything begins to make sense. The patterns are aligning. The people who left will be replaced with purpose. The doors that stayed shut will open effortlessly. You'll look back and realize that nothing was lost. It was only rearranged in divine order. The delay didn't destroy you. It positioned you. When God reveals the reason for every delay, it won't come as a loud announcement. It'll come as peace. You'll wake up one morning and feel no resentment about what took so long. You'll smile at the memories that once made you cry. You'll understand why certain prayers went unanswered, because you were being guided towards something greater than you could imagine. Heaven delays what would distract. It withholds what would wound. It pauses what needs time to grow. God doesn't forget. He perfects. Every moment you spent waiting was sacred. Every disappointment built your discernment. Every delay increased your depth. And now, you've reached the point where your patience has unlocked divine release. What once took years to manifest will now begin to move quickly. You've passed the test of timing. Heaven has seen that you can be trusted not only with blessings, but with balance. So don't mourn the years that felt silent. They were not wasted. They were woven. Every thread of delay was part of the tapestry of destiny. And now, the full picture is starting to emerge. Chosen one, you are stepping into divine synchronization. Everything that was once slow is about to align with supernatural speed. What used to frustrate you will now fuel you. The wait is over, but the wisdom will remain. Because the purpose of delay was never to deny you. It was to define you. And now that you finally see it, heaven can release what it's been holding all along. Chosen one, there comes a moment in every divine journey when heaven no longer whispers. It moves. You've felt that shift lately. The pressure that once felt heavy has lifted, the fog is clearing, and the air around you feels different. That's because obedience has opened the gate. What took years to align is now moving quickly, not because you forced it, but because you finally obeyed. Heaven accelerates the moment your will surrenders to divine instruction. You may not realize it, but your obedience changed the rhythm of your reality. Every time you said yes to God when it made no sense, something in the unseen began to rearrange. When you forgave without apology, when you walked away without closure, when you trusted without proof, those acts of faith rewrote your timeline. Obedience is the highest frequency of faith, and for faith always calls acceleration. There was a time when your life felt paused, when nothing seemed to move forward. You questioned yourself, wondering if you missed the signal. But you didn't. The delay was waiting for your surrender. God couldn't release what you weren't ready to carry, and you couldn't receive what you still resisted. Once your heart yielded, heaven removed the restrictions. The moment you aligned, divine flow began. Now, you're stepping into the season of rapid manifestation. Doors that once required effort will now swing open. Opportunities that used to feel out of reach will find their way to your path. People who carry divine assignments will suddenly appear. Everything will seem to happen all at once. But this is not chaos. It's divine momentum. The waiting season is being replaced with movement, because your spirit is finally synchronized with heaven's pace. This acceleration will feel unfamiliar. Things will move faster than logic can explain. But remember, divine speed is not worldly rush. It's not about doing more. It's about alignment producing ease. You'll notice how clarity flows where confusion once lived, how provision arrives before you ask, how ideas and inspiration come as downloads from above. This is what happens when obedience becomes your default posture. You may feel tempted to question if it's real, to slow down out of fear that it won't last. Don't. You've earned this flow through faith. Heaven is not teasing you, it's trusting you. What you're feeling now is not temporary excitement. It's confirmation that divine timing has caught up to your preparation. You've become the person heaven was waiting to bless. Chosen one, acceleration doesn't mean skipping the process. It means the process is complete. You've learned discernment, patience, and humility, the three keys that unlock divine speed. That's why what used to take years will now happen in months, and what once required struggle will now unfold through peace. You've proven that you can move without ego, act without fear, and speak without pride. Heaven rewards that kind of obedience with momentum. But don't mistake acceleration for arrival. This is not the end. It's the launch. God is moving you swiftly, but with purpose. Every new connection, opportunity, and revelation has been timed precisely. The same Spirit that told you when to wait is now telling you when to run. Move with confidence. Don't overthink what's already ordained. People will look at your life and call it sudden, overnight, or lucky. They won't understand that you spent years underground, learning the language of stillness, growing roots while nothing seemed to bloom. This acceleration is not sudden. It's overdue. Heaven is simply paying you back in divine speed for every season you stayed faithful in silence. And here's the truth. Obedience never goes unnoticed in heaven. Every quiet yes, every tearful surrender, every moment you trusted when you couldn't see, it all counted. God is now redeeming the time you thought was lost. The years of waiting are collapsing into blessings that manifest effortlessly. What took others a lifetime will happen for you through grace. Chosen one, don't slow down out of fear. Walk boldly. Heaven's momentum is on your side. The same hand that guided you through the delay is now propelling you through acceleration. Stay humble, stay aligned, stay listening. Because once God starts moving, everything tied to your obedience begins to multiply. This is your season of divine speed. What once felt stuck will surge forward. What once seemed impossible will now unfold naturally. You have stepped into flow, not by striving, but by surrendering. The lesson of waiting has become the reward of acceleration, and everything that was promised is now rushing to meet you. Chosen one, you can feel it, can't you? That tension in the air, that pressure building inside your chest. It's not anxiety, it's transition. You're standing on sacred ground between everything you've released and everything that's about to arrive. This is the final shift before the breakthrough. It's the moment right before the light pierces through the last layer of darkness. And though it feels heavy, it's actually holy. Heaven always tests the heart right before it rewards it, not to punish you, but to prove your readiness. That's why everything seems intensified right now. Your emotions, your sensitivity, even your silence. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. The energy that once felt stuck is now moving beneath the surface, rearranging, aligning, preparing to burst forward. This is the final contraction before the birth of your new life. Everything that's been pressing on you, every delay, every detour, every disappointment, it's all been pushing something divine into position. God has been stretching your faith to make room for fulfillment. That's why this season feels like pressure. Heaven is expanding your capacity. You might notice people falling away again, not with pain this time, but with purpose. Some of them completed their role in your story. Don't cling to what's leaving. It's part of the transition. When you reach the edge of breakthrough, old energies can't cross with you. The vibration is too high, the frequency too pure. Let what's fading fade. You're crossing over into a new rhythm of peace, power, and clarity. Your environment is also shifting. Plans you made weeks ago suddenly feel irrelevant. Projects that once excited you now seem too small. Don't fight that feeling. It's divine realignment. God is preparing you to step into something larger, something that matches your evolved energy. The path is changing because your purpose has grown. And notice this, the silence feels different now. It's no longer painful, it's peaceful. You've stopped chasing answers and started trusting timing. That's how you know you're near the breakthrough. You've learned to stand still while heaven finishes what it started. The spiritual noise has quieted, the emotional chaos has settled, and all that remains is a calm expectancy, that sacred awareness that something unseen is already in motion. Chosen one, this is the edge of fulfillment. You're about to step into what every test was preparing you for. The final shift often looks like confusion, because it's the moment when old timelines collapse and new ones begin. Things that once made sense start to fall apart, not to harm you, but to make space for the new design. What's breaking is actually birthing. Your spirit knows it. That's why you've felt bursts of energy followed by deep fatigue. That's why your dreams have become vivid. That's why synchronicities are increasing, numbers repeating, songs echoing your prayers, conversations confirming your inner knowing. Heaven is speaking through everything right now. The veil is thinner than ever. The enemy will try one last time to make you doubt, to convince you that nothing's changing. Don't listen. The resistance you feel is proof of proximity. The closer you get to destiny, the louder the distractions become. Stay still. Stay faithful. Don't respond to noise. Heaven is fighting battles in silence that you'll soon see won in public. And when the breakthrough comes, it won't arrive with warning. It will rush in like wind. What took years will unfold in days. What you prayed for will stand right in front of you, and it will feel both brand new and deeply familiar, because the promise is not coming from outside of you. It's been growing inside you all along. This final shift is sacred. Don't resist it. Don't rush it. Just breathe through it. Let God finish the transformation He started. When you emerge, nothing about your life will look the same. Not because everything changed around you, but because everything changed within you. Chosen one, the wait is ending. The weight is lifting. The new timeline has begun. You've survived the refining, endured the silence, mastered the waiting, and now heaven calls you forward. The breakthrough isn't coming. It's here. All you have to do is step through.